Hello world. Today I want to talk about my deep-seated hatred of breakfast. Because I'm not hungry in the morning and that shouldn't be a crime. One instance that comes to my mind whenever I think about my hatred for breakfast is it was this one time. It was like me, my grandparents, my parents, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, and we were all under the same roof. And it was one day, and I was like, I'm gonna go running today, blah, blah. And I go out in the kitchen to get a water before I go running. And my uncle's like, are you gonna have breakfast? And I was like, well, I'm not really a huge breakfast person. Not that I try to not eat it, but I never really want it. And he gets, mad at me. He's like, and I said that, I heard that it wasn't healthy to eat breakfast, which is just justification for what I'm going to be doing anyways. But he gets mad, and he's like, anyone that tells you that that's okay is just trying to sell you something, and it really struck me, because why would the people trying to sell me something, as you say, be the people that want me to consume less overall? What exactly is the thing that they're selling? Because the people that are selling breakfast for you to buy, I think they're the ones with the incentive to sell you a thing. It seems really obviously like the other way around. Think about the egg lobby and dairy farmers and everything else. They have an incentive to make you think breakfast is the greatest thing ever, and I'm just over here just not wanting to eat till lunch, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a crime. But the other thing that annoys me about breakfast is every single time I think of a traditional something you would have for breakfast, it's always the most high sugar, high fat thing I can conceive of. You have the shitty, very sugary cereals and friggin' bacon. That's not good for you. Neither of those things are good for you. And it's just I'm never hungry in the morning. And it's if you're not hungry and you're still going to stuff your face with the most high-fat, high-sugar thing I can think of, bruh, that's an eating disorder. That's binge eating disorder. That's really fucking bad. And the fact that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it seems like such a clear and obvious scam. I hate breakfast.